Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, another episode of 10 Years Ago. Now tonight we're going to be marking quite a monumental occasion. Oh, we're not, as you can probably tell by the title. Tonight we're going to be looking at ECW Guilty as Charged 2001. Now it's an interesting one this year for me, isn't it, I think, because I'm starting my 1997 series any day now, yeah? And of course, one of the shows that I'm going to be looking for during the 1997 calendar year is ECW Barely Legal from 1997, the first ever ECW pay-per-view. But then it just makes me think a little bit that it's like one of those, how's that end up being like that? Because tonight, we're going to be looking at the last ECW show. This was it. For the original ECW, this was it. I don't have very much information. I don't have the buy rate for you for example. I can't find it. It just doesn't appear to be out there. Maybe it was never released. Maybe it was so bad that they were embarrassed, but I don't know. So, shall we get on with this one? I've got to be honest with you, this one isn't the best of cards, I'm afraid. So, hang on. Before we go on, what did I give the last? I gave the last one 7 out of 10. Bear that little fact in mind, a month later, a month removed from that, we're on to this. So, let's go on with this. So, the opening contest was Cyrus and Jerry Lynn versus Christian York and Joey Matthews in a weak opener. The Baldies attacked York and Matthews as they made their way to the ring. They DZ Joel Gertner on the concrete, which is nasty. Cyrus and Lynn come out after a doomsday dropkick by the Baldies. Lynn with a crowd power driver on Matthews, and then Cyrus gets the pin. And that is the opening contest. Woohoo! It's an awful opener. Jerry Lynn gets on the mic, cuts a bit of promo about how he will only wrestle in the main event, how he's not going to be a jobber. Oh, and he also casually mentions that Rob Van Dam definitely is not in the building. Oh no, he's definitely not. No sir. Oh yes. So, next, Danny Doring and Roadkill defeated Easy Money and Julio Dinero in a blah match. It's a 1.5 star match, sort of match. It's one of those matches that would be alright if it was on television, but on a pay-per-view it's like, no, don't want that. So, Doring controls briefly at the start, including a nice super kick, but the heels take over with fast tags. But Roadkill comes in and owns Easy and hits a nice power slam on Dinero. Plancher by Easy, then an absolutely horrible looking one by Doring. First of many botches that we'll be seeing tonight. This show is botch fucking central, it really is. Just need to point that little thing out. I've lost my place. Inside the heels, double team Doring, including an easy bomb for 2, as does a hangman's neckbreaker. The crowd are completely dead in this one, incidentally, until Doring hits a perfect unhooked DDT. Hot tag to Roadkill, who hits a TKO on Easy and a bomb on Dinero. And a double clothesline on both, which is off the, I'm sure it's off the second rope. Double clotheslines and both, which is good. Easy hits an absolutely shocking moonsault for 2. Hamrick botches a springboard clothesline and hits EZ instead. Boogie back on Dinero for the win. This match probably would have been a lot better, star rating at least, if it hadn't had so many botches in. So many botches. Unbelievable amount. And then Hamrick attacks Roadkill, so Nova makes the save, leading to it does Nova do anything else other than impromptu matches? That's all I've seen him do recently. Nova defeated Chris Hamrick in a crap impromptu match. God forbid, it says in my notes, God forbid that they book Nova in anything but an impromptu match. Yay. It's not normal Nova, by the way. I need to point this out. It's nasty Nova. He's all in black. So everything he hits is a nasty, insert the name of a move, nasty move, it's like, fair enough. Hits a nasty looking, speaking of nasty, he hits a nasty looking plancher early on. After a lot of stalling, Hamrick takes over with a dropkick for 2. Nova comes back with a figure 4. He counters a tornado DT attempt and pancakes Hamrick. He goes up top, but Electra crotches him, enabling Hamrick to run him off the top, which is probably the nicest spot in the move, nicest move in the match so far. Gets a holy shit chant, by the way, and he gets a 2 count for Hamrick. This makes Nova mad, so he goes on a botch-filled Hulk up, my notes say. Brilliant. I actually make myself laugh sometimes when I write stuff like that, I really do. Electra in and she gets snap mad and the ref gets bumped. Chris Chetty comes out in a ref shirt and he counts a 3 after basically Nova puts a crossface chicken wing on, and he falls backwards onto the canvas with it. Hamrick's on top of him. Chris Chetty had lost a loser leaves ECW match, by the way, to Nova. So here he is, he's the referee. And like I say, because Nova's shoulders are on the mat, Chris Chetty comes in and counts to 3. So technically, I'm guessing that's the win. But no, it's not at all. First, before I go on, I have to point out that technically, that really should, in my opinion, that should be the end of the match, because Nova's shoulders were down. You know, you didn't lift them or anything. They were on the mat. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Spike Dudley comes out, and after some promos by Lou E. Dangerous, he hits an acid drop on Chris Chetty, Swanton by Nova, and a Kryptonite Crunch, which is such a nice move, isn't it? It really is. That gets the 3 count out of Spike. You know, so you're like, right, so who won this one, really? I mean, I know it says Nova, but I mean, I put that because he got the pin at the end, but I mean, Chris Chetty counted a 3, and then, neither of those two were the official. Oh, it makes no sense. Full of botches, again, wasn't very good. I've given it half a star because I'm very nice. Now, the next match was a little bit better, though, as Tommy Dreamer defeated C.W. Anderson in an OK I Quit match. Now, these two, of course, managed to have a 3-star match at the Massacre on 34th Street pay-per-view in December. So can they better that? Can they do that? Not quite, but it's still an entertaining match. Brawl on the outside to start, including a vertical suplex on the outside by Dreamer. Inside, Dreamer puts on a Dragon Sleeper, but CW won't quit. Oh no. CW works the arm, including ramming the shoulder into the ring post, and an arm stunner. Bit of psychology on an ECW show like this, my goodness me, Boston Crab by Dreamer, who then puts CW's arm in a chair and bashes it with a second one. Psychology! Just a tiny bit. He then gets a wrench and the ring bell, drawing blood, but he still won't quit. CW chucks Dreamer off the apron into the guardrail, and Dreamer blades. He gets drop toe hold onto a chair. Is that he gets drop toe hold? Did. I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the things I've always bothered. Because it said, I've written he gets drop toe hold onto a chair. That's. I'm not going to go into the complications of the English language here. CW pounds him with a chair, including a shin breaker onto the chair and an Indian deathlock looking thingy. Dreamer comes back with an elbow. He opens a present, and inside of it is a spool of razor wire. Do you remember last month, in December, at the Massacre on 34th Street pay-per-view, a towel boy had interfered in Dreamer and Anderson's match? Well, yeah, the same towel boy comes out and he attacks CW with a cookie tray. So CW suplexes Dreamer, then hits a stalling superplex on the towel boy, which will give him a lot of balls. I don't know who the towel boy is, whether he's a guy who's on developmental deal or something. But to be held, actually, I think it's a really impressive spot, the stalling suplex, to get them up and then literally just sit and hold them like this while you're still on the top turnbuckle, just like blah 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 blah, and then dropping them back. Great, I really like that. Armbar by CW. Look, he's still working the arm. Amazing. An I Quit match. Fucking great. Followed by a suplex onto 2 chairs. CW sets up a table, but Dreamer hits a super Death Valley driver through it and then uses like the metal edging that goes round the table. And he puts it round CW's eyes and pulls back on it. And that is what makes CW quit. Wrong guy won, in my opinion. What's the point in Tommy Dreamer winning this match, really? You want CW to win it, surely, again, and to end the feud, but no. It has a bit of psychology, not a lot, not as much as last time out, to be sure, but the thing that also bothered me about this psychology is that Dreamer especially completely forgot to sell it. There was a lot of time in the match that CW was working the arm, and Dreamer just didn't sell it, so that marked it down a bit. So yeah, I've given it 2.5 stars, so that's all good. Absolutely awful promo in the back involving Francine, Just Incredible, Missy Hyatt, Steve Corino, and Jack Victory. It's so awful, I don't want to talk about it. I need to bring it up because it's basically the insinuation is that Just Incredible and Missy Hyatt are in a room, then they're fucking. Steve Corino comes in and starts talking to Francine, and then Corino leaves, and Missy Hyatt and Just Incredible come out. Just Incredible's doing up his pants, so it's obvious they've been fucking. And then to really underscore the obviousness that they've been fucking, Missy Hyatt turns to Francine and says, "Will you fuck him already?" Because the story is that Francine won't fuck Just Incredible because he's not the champion. But Missy Hyatt is a slut and will shag anyone. Go find it. It's a good one. So next was the best match of the night by. Well, I was going to say by country mile, but it wasn't a country mile. But you know, it was the best match of the night. Let's just leave it there. So, Unholy Alliance members Tajiri and Mikey Whipwreck defeated Kid Kash and Super Crazy, and FBI members Little Guido and Tony Marmaluke to become #1 contenders to the tag team titles in a good 3-way dance. Ah, Lord. Oh, so much stolen at the start, you wouldn't believe it. Kash botches a lion salt attempt, which is the first spot of the match. The very first one, Kash botches it. You're like, oh, for God's sake. He goes through a lion salt and basically falls on his face. He just slips off the rope. And you're just like, ha! Brilliant. Doesn't bode well for the match, does it? Anyway, more storyline follows then. Super Crazy and Tajiri go at it with a great little wrestling sequence. Then Tajiri and Guido got it with Mikey Whipwreck hitting a leg drop as Tajiri holds Guido. Then Crazy botches a leg drop on Guido, leading to a triple submission spot as Tajiri puts on a tarantula, Mikey puts on a surfboard, and so does Crazy. FBI and Tajiri / Whipwreck brawl on the outside until Crazy and Kash take them out with a plancher and a springboard corkscrew puncher by Kash, which is quite nice, respectfully. Kash hits a run inside on Mikey while Crazy botches a splash to the outside. Nice. Big Sal gets in and he literally squashes Kash. He literally comes bounding over and squashes him, splashes onto him, and you're like, ooh, I bet that one hurt. You know, I bet Kash was feeling his fucking ribs in the morning after that one. And then, so Tony Marmaluke gets the pin to eliminate Kash and Crazy. So Tajiri and Mikey then double team Tony and Guido until Sal drives Mikey into the ring post. Absolutely lovely inverted tornado DDT by Tony and a Sicilian slice by Guido get 2. Amazing double powerbomb by the FBI gets 2, but Mikey comes back with a whippersnapper. Tajiri gets the hot tag and clean house as he does. You know what Tajiri does when he cleans house? He hits those goddamn kicks that are just like, ooh, you know, when he hits them. That sounded a touch gay, the ooh, didn't it? It was a ooh. That's better, isn't it? That's a bit more manly. The Alliance set up some chairs in the corners, then drop the FBI face first onto them. Mikey tries a double whippersnapper off the top rope, but the FBI really do this nicely. They turn it into a Fujiwara armbar in midair, double one. So, you know, literally he comes down and next thing you know, he's on the mat, face down with both his arms up, and you're just like, God damn, nasty stuff. No, it looks great though. Tajiri hits 3 vicious quick kicks on Guido and the green mist on Tony. Stereo Tiger suplexes get the win for Tajiri and Mikey. I tell you something, I would have rated this one higher than 3 stars if there wasn't so many goddamn botches in it. There was a lot of botches going, particularly Super Crazy. Super Crazy didn't seem on his game at all during this one, but you know, like I say, 3 stars was good though. Next though, basically all went downhill from there. That was the pinnacle of this show. The rest of it was just fucking shite, if I'm honest. Yeah, you could be nice to say, oh, it wasn't very good. No, it was bollocks. Let's be honest. It was next match, for example, is a dud. A Simon Diamond and Swinger versus Balls Mahoney and Chili Willy ends in a no contest. The highlight of this one is problem solver on Willy, pretty much straight away, and then Rhino comes out, takes out everyone, including hitting a pile driver off the top rope on Jasmine. Well, that's it. Literally, I mean, I give this one a dud because there's nothing of note in it. What I will say though, and this is a genuine from the heart thing, big props to Jasmine for that one, because I tell you something, if I was in a match, I mean, I've never taken a pile driver in my life. A pile driver is one of the moves that really frighten me for some reason. I've been DDT'd and dropped on top of my head so many times. I've been suplexed and dropped literally on top of my head so many times, by Danny Ace, for example, but I won't take a power driver. I just won't. It's just the thought of a power driver going wrong just really frightens me. I just think of Austin, and I just think, no. Read. So yeah, big props to Jasmine for not only taking the tombstone power driver, but off the top rope. So, next. That was a dud, by the way. Next. Doesn't get much better, and believe it or not, this is the title match as Sandman defeats Steve Corino and Just Incredible in a crap tables, ladders, chairs and canes match to win the ECW title. So, oh, you're going to love this one, guarantee. Go and watch this match if you don't believe me how bad this one is. Ladder shots. Fucking loads of them. So many ladder shots, you won't believe it. So, after about 150 ladder shots. Sandman bulldogs Credible on a ladder, then goes after the belt and gets caned by Corino. We then go back to a lot of ladder shots, and including Sandman getting a ladder in his balls. He then gets tossed over the top, he gets hip tossed over the top rope, and oh look, there's a conveniently placed table on the outside of the ring that he goes through. Awful. Just like, oh, I wonder what's that doing there? Come on, at least fucking have someone set up the table first. Come on. Just Incredible also goes through. He also goes through a table. Oh, it's such a bad one, right? He's on the apron, and basically Sandman runs him off. He does a flip in midair, and his leg goes through the table. And you're just like, oh, this is atrocious. It's so funny. That's the thing about this match. I sat and giggled through it because it's just as a pro wrestling contest. It's made me taken seriously because it's for the title at the end of the day. You just sat, this should be an entertaining match. And I'm sat there being entertained, but I'm being entertained by how very, very bad it is. Anyway, Sandman climbs the ladder but falls off it like a complete bum. Credible is somehow busted open. We didn't see how he was busting open. Maybe when his foot went through the table, he did a quick blade while he was there. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Sandman climbs and goes through another table. Why? Tombstone by Credible while Francine hits a terrible run on Sandman on the outside. Match is literally this: spot, 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 spot. There's nothing in between. There's no relevance or meaning to any of the spots. So you just don't care. Just not interested. But that's the thing. It's just spot, 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 spot. In certain environments, the TLC 1 and 2 match, that can work if it's all done in context, But the thing is, the spots in this one are so bad that, like I said before, they're comical. They're not. They're not so bad it's good sort of thing. They just make me laugh because they're that bad. Excuse me, that was that one. Sandman brings out a Jeff Hardy style massive ladder, and Corino and Credible climb up it. Oh, and then it just gets so bad. As you remember at King of the Ring 1999, McMahon's versus Austin, Austin climbs up and the briefcase was raised up. They do that. They rinse one of Vince Russo's worst ideas and fucking do that, and you're just like, oh, please make this match end soon, please. Both men, Corino and Credible, go through a table in an awful looking bump. Sandman climbs up and gets the belt. Absolutely awful. Half a star because I'm such a nice guy. Really am, but it doesn't deserve half a star. This is a dud in reality, it really is. But wait, there's so much more, because Rhino comes out and he demands a title match right now. It's WrestleMania 9 all over again, it really is. So, Rhino defeats Sandman in a crap match to win the ECW Championship. This one is a dud, an official straight up dud, I guarantee that. Rhino, right, here's one for you. A lot of people like Rhino. A lot of people out there really like Rhino. I'm one of these people who's very on the fence about Rhino. On his day, he's good, but most of the time, he's so bad. And he proves it once again in this match. The first spot in this match is a gore, and he botches it. You're like, how do you botch your own finishing move? Really? Let me tell you how this one goes. So, a crap-looking gore through a table gets 2. A pile driver off the apron through a table gets 2. Pile driver for the win. That's the match. Seriously, 3 moves. Cyrus, who had been doing commentary since his pinfall victory at the start, issues an open challenge to anyone in any company. It could be anyone. Who is it? It's it's RVD, really, isn't it? It's RVD. He comes out, and then Jerry Lynn attacks him, and we get another impromptu match. Now, of course, I should have seen this impromptu match coming a country mile away. Why? Because when I was watching this on my Xbox, I got asked about that instantly. I watched them on my Xbox, right? I download them as a torrent, as a rule, put them onto my external hard drive, and that, with its USB into the Xbox, and I can watch it on my quite colossal TV. That's how I watch my pay-per-views. I won't watch them on my laptop because I don't like that. It doesn't feel right watching wrestling on a laptop at the best of times. You want to watch it on your television, don't you? Obviously. So that is how I do it. For anyone who cares, I got a couple of comments on my last video about it, so thought I'd throw that one out there. So anyway, like I say, I clicked on to see how long was left of the show after that title match, and it said 24 minutes. So, well, something's going down, obviously. So RVD defeated Jerry Lynn in a nothing match. Now, these two have had some absolute classics in the past, and believe me, this wasn't one of them. If I'd seen this match before Hardcore Justice in 2010 was being talked about, and they were talking about RVD versus Jerry Lynn. I don't think I would have been quite as excited as I was at the time about it, because it was like, this was nothing. This was literally nothing. I tell you something, they do a nice little wrestling sequence, yeah, and then RVD goes outside and starts high-fiving what feels like all the fans. One of my biggest problems with RVD, especially when you watch ECW matches, is the amount of stalling he does. If he is in a 10-minute match, I'm sure the match only lasts about 6 minutes. The rest is him doing the fucking thumbs, which is good the first time you see it, but when he does it for the 4th time in a match, it's like, get on with it. And then this is the thing, he gets back in the ring and does more stalling. Like I say, 24 minutes left of this show. You're like, well, there we go. So there's going to be quite a long match of this one. So much stalling, it's like you wouldn't believe it. Oh yeah, and the thing is, this is what I put on my notes here. It's meant to be the heel who stalls. That's what heels do. Wrestling 101. Heels stall. ... A lot. It's especially part of the whole cowardly heel thing. Not the face. On the outside anyway, RVD hits a moonsault off the guardrail and busts his mouth open in the process. Good move, Rob. Like that one. Leg drop off the apron, then they stall some more. Inside, a pair of moonsaults get 2 for RVD. Lynn finally gets some offense and hits a clothesline, and then a leg drop, and then they brawl on the outside for no reason at all. Go back inside, sunset flip, looks awful, as does a pinning sequence that they do, which just looks horrific. God damn, Rolling Thunder gets 2 for RVD, who follows up with a drop kick to the face with a chair. Lynn botches another sunset flip on a chair. DDT reversal leads into a German suplex for Lynn that gets 2. Really, really, really nice DDT on a chair by Lynn gets 2. RVD with a sidekick, but then misses the 5-star frog splash. Joel Gertner comes out, having been DDT'd on the concrete at the start. He's out for revenge, oh yes. Incidentally, I don't know why he's doing this. He's coming out to get revenge on Cyrus. I understand that he doesn't like Cyrus, but it was the Baldies who did the DDT on the concrete, not Cyrus or Jerry Lynn. Bit of a weird, no continuity whatsoever. But anyway, Joel Garner hits a DDT on Cyrus. Van Daminator sets up a Gertner-assisted Van Terminator for the win. Let me tell you something about this match. Do you know what my first thought was when this match had finished? Other than, oh, thank God that pay-per-view's over. Was, excuse me, was how much of a jobber did Jerry Lynn look in that match? He got 3 or 4 moves in. The rest was all about RVD. Now, bear in mind that this guy had cut a promo at the start of the show saying that he would only wrestle in the main events again, and from now on, sorry. And, oh yeah, he's not going to be a jobber anymore. Yeah, you look like a jobber in this one. Oh yes. I've given this match 1 star, because I'm nice, but God, it was boring and the stalling drove me nuts. Question is, what do we give this pay-per-view as a whole? You see, I want to give it 3 stars. I want to give it 3 out of 10. But the thing was, because every single match was botch central, I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to make a bold statement here. I'm going to say 2.5 out of 10 this match. This pay-per-view was bollocks. It symbolised literally everything that was wrong with ECW at this time, and you were not surprised in the slightest that this was the last ever ECW pay-per-view. They put on 2 more house shows after this, and then that was it. The company was gone. The original ECW was gone. Of course, it's not the end of ECW. We'll be seeing them later on in the year, but that's got to wait until May, hasn't it? Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of 10 Years Ago. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'd love to know what you thought of it down here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Next up in the series, we're going to do WCW Sin, which I've never seen. I've seen 1 bit of it. You've probably all seen 1 bit of it. It's the bit where Sid comes off the top rope and breaks his leg. Nasty. So yeah, I'm not particularly looking forward to that one at all. Yeah, I've been Mark P. This has been 10 Years Ago. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.